Hi guys, I'm Christina. I'm the founder of Disrupt Ordinary and the Finally Visible Academy. And today I want to talk to you about Google Ads versus Facebook ads and which one might be the best for your business, all right? So in order to have this conversation, first we need to know a little bit about paid advertising as a whole, right? So if you've ever heard of paid advertising or pay per click, PPC, stuff like that, basically what that means is that you are paying money to these platforms like Facebook or Google, and in return, they are taking your advertisement and they're putting that advertisement in front of people, right? So in front of more people than you would ever reach if you did it organically, all right? So when I say organically, I mean not paid, so like a regular Facebook post or optimizing your website so that it ranks, right? These are all organic strategies. Whereas what I'm going to talk about in this video is those paid strategies to kind of boost you up very quickly without having to do all of that organic work on the back end. All right, so let's talk about it. So first, let's discuss what a Google ad is like. So when you go and you create an ad for Google, basically what you're doing is you're targeting specific keywords. That's how you create a Google ad. So if I am a surveyor on Long Island, maybe I want to target the keyword Long Island surveyor. And what that's going to do is whenever somebody goes into Google and they type in Long Island surveyor, my advertisement would pop up at the top before the rest of those search results, okay, those organic search results. So that's something to note. This is based around keywords and your ad shows up at the top of the results, right? Additionally, with Google advertising, it's highly based on the text that you include in your advertisement, all right? So we have a headline with our Google advertisement, and then we have a little description to talk a little bit more of what it's about, right? So this is the basic components of a Google ad. Now let's talk about how that differs from a Facebook ad. So with a Facebook ad, instead of targeting keywords specifically, you're targeting people specifically. So you're not going into the back end of Facebook and saying, hey, I want to target this specific keyword. You're going into the back end of Facebook and saying, hey, I want to get in front of women ages 20 to 30 that live on Long Island that have an interest in surveying, right? Something like that. So it's very different than Google, the way that you optimize, the way that you're looking for these different people, right? Additionally, with Facebook, your ad does not pop up at the very top of results, right? Because there's not results. On Facebook, there's a news feed. So you have a news feed where people can scroll along and they can see a bunch of different posts that their friends, their family, any businesses they follow have posted. So with a Facebook ad, your ad is put in between those posts. So it's called native advertising, which essentially means you're not just being like bombarded with an ad. It's supposed to flow within your feed and have the same kind of feel that a regular post in your newsfeed would have. Now, in addition, with Facebook ads, the text is important, what you write is important, but you're also focused on the visual end of things. Because with a Facebook ad, you can have an image, you can have a GIF or a video, or you can even have different components like carousels or instant things or stories, all these different types of things where you can create Facebook ads. So it's very different than a Google ad in the way it looks and what you're actually focusing on to grab that attention, okay? So what makes these two platforms super different, right? What do we need to know when we decide on the platform we want to pick? Well, with Facebook, like I said, it's a native advertising platform. So basically, when people go onto Facebook or Instagram or any of these other social media sites, they're not looking to be sold to, right? They're not immediately looking for a product or service that they may need. Instead, they're just there to be social. They want to hang out, they want to interact, they want to know what their friends and family are up to. Whereas with Google, it's very different, right? People are actively going onto Google looking for a solution to a specific problem. So with that, Google ads a lot of times tend to be more expensive than Facebook ads. And that's not true in all cases, but a lot of times. But those people oftentimes have a higher intent, right? Because they were originally looking for the product or service, whereas the people on Facebook were not necessarily looking for that product or service. So it's very different in the way that they operate and the way that you have to make your messaging. So on Google, you're going to get straight to the point. You're going to say, do you need a surveyor on Long Island? We can help you, right? Whereas on Facebook, you're not going to be as direct. You're not going to sell. Instead, maybe you're going to give them a freebie, or you're going to warm them up, or you're going to tell them a story, or you're going to entertain them with a video, or you're going to do something first before you get to that sale part of it. So this is something to consider when you're actually creating this, which strategy would work best for you and best for your business. Now, as a general, they can both work for a lot of industries. There's a lot of industries that utilize both Facebook and Google advertising. But I just want to go over kind of basically what might be best for both of the platforms. So generally on Facebook, if you are some kind of coach or you have some type of visual product, let's say like a interior design store, or you have some type of photography thing or something like that requires a lot of visual elements, Facebook might be the platform for you because, like I said, it's a lot more focused around those visual elements to draw them in rather than just the text parts. Now, Google may be better for people who are selling something that people need immediately, right? So a plumber, an electrician, a land surveyor, or a landscaper, right? So there's a ton of different things that you can do with this and a ton of different industries that would do well in it, but these are just some examples. Now, we said a landscaper, right? And just to give you kind of an idea here, a landscaper would work best on Google most of the time, but if you have a really compelling offer, it can work great on Facebook. So for example, we have a landscaper client that we're currently working with, and we're running Facebook ads for them because they have a great offer, $99. It's really great, and people want it immediately, right? So through a Facebook ad, we were just able to generate, I think it was about 50 or so messaging conversations in like less than 3 days, all for like under $250 a messaging conversation. So as you can see, that's great results. They're getting great sales and they're very happy with their progress. So this is something to consider. If your offer is really great and it really kind of gets to the point and it's something that people would want immediately, Facebook could be a great platform for you. If you're selling something that's very, high end, and it requires a lot of trust building and stuff like that, Facebook can be a great platform for you. So it really depends on what you're offering, what your business is like, and what you think will ultimately work best. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to give you a good overview of the differences between these two things. And if you are looking to do some advertising for yourself and you're looking to have somebody manage that for you, I'll go ahead and put a link to our advertising services below so you can check that out. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please go ahead and subscribe. And other than that, have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon. Bye.